According to National Geographic, deforestation is the purposeful clearing of forested land throughout history into modern times. Forests have been raised to make space for agriculture and animal grazing and to obtain wood for fuel, manufacturing and desk construction. Deforestation has greatly altered landscape around the world.
Palm oil is an edible vegetable oil derived from the mesocap. Of the fruit of the oil plant, the oil is used in food manufacturing, in beauty produce, and as biofuel. Palm oil accounted for about 23% of global oil produced from oil crops in 2014.
According to research from Brawijaya University, based on data from the General Statistic Agency 2050, the area of oil palm plantation in Jambi province currently has reached 3,072 hectare, or an increase 67 from 2003. Forest clearing activity in Jambi is generally done by cutting, burning, and cleaning soil surface.
Soil chemical components that are affected include by soil pH, natrium, potassium and calcium, elements C organic and CEC. Decrease of soil organic matter content will aggravate soil physical and chemical properties, according to Budhiartie 2009 in Oksana 2012. This is due to the burning of wood and twigs. Residual land clearing can accelerate the leaching process and improvement of the soil nutrient.
Type of crops grown and land management. Forest land and converted, especially agricultural land, affected the decreased level of chemical fertility soil. Chemical fertility soil rates such as nutrient content, soil acidity, cation exchange capacity, and organic matter content of the soil is an addition to determine the chemical soil fertility decrease due to land use change.
For example, deforestation by a forest fire in peatlands is highlighted since peatlands are an effective peat absorption. Peatlands consist of layers of decaying organic materials that has accumulated over thousands of years. When burned, greenhouse gases are released into the atmosphere and exacerbate climate change. Fires often get out of control, destroy large areas, and drain the land, making it useless for plantation. The worst impact of this case is the transboundary haze pollution that will harm Indonesia and any near state.
This impacts the environment around oil palm plantation, especially the impact on the community. It takes a long time to restore the land from former oil palm plantation. According to the Ministry of Environment and Forestry, one of the options for handling palm oil in the forest areas is to give a period to repair ecosystem function damaged by oil palm expansion into the forest. This period is known as the bench term. And the improvement expected through this period is to restore the role of the oil palm forest to its original position or close to its initial part or natural forest. However, not infrequently this period's application did not succeed in restoring the former oil palm land.
Because this problem affects the welfare of the community and threatens the implementation of the 1945 Constitution, Article 28, Paragraph 1, which states that everyone has the right to live in physical and spiritual prosperity, to live and have a good, healthy living environment, and the right to obtain health service, it is necessary to have regulation that binding on oil palm plantation entrepreneurs, especially in Jambi province.
There are several regulations that regulate and concerning the environmental issues. For example, the main act in this case is Act Number 32 of 2009 concerning the environmental protection and management, which is called PAPLH. And according to this law or to this Act Number 32 of 2009, Article 1, Paragraph 2, which is a systematic and integrated effort carried out to preserve environmental function and prevent pollution and or on environmental damage, which includes planning, utilization, control, maintain, supervision, and law enforcement. The next regulation, for example, Act number 39 of 2014, which is concerning the plantation in Indonesia. This Act number 39 of 2014 that concerning the plantation replaces and revokes Act number 18 of 2004 concerning the plantation as well. Act number 39 of 2014 states that plantation are all activities of managing natural resources, human resources, production facilities, tools and machines, cultivation, harvesting, processing, marketing related to plantation plants. Plantation plants are annual plants or annual kind of plants whose types and management objectives are determined for plantation business. This plantation business is a business that produces plantation goods and or services. And Act number 39 of 2014 concerning the plantation was ratified by President Dr. Susilo Bambang Yudhoyono on October 17, 2014 in Jakarta. And this Act 39 of 2014 came into force after the promulgation of the Minister of Law and Human Rights Amir Samsudin on October 17, 2014 in Jakarta.
Next, we also have the regulation of the Minister of Agriculture of the Republic of Indonesia number 11 of 2015 concerning the Indonesian Sustainable Palm Oil Certification System, or as known as ISPO. This means that plantations are based on independence, usefulness, integration, togetherness, efficiency, justice, local wisdom, environmental sustainability, and function. Regulation of the Minister of Agriculture of the Republic of Indonesia number 8 of 2016 concerning guidelines for spatial-based plantation planning is made considering that in order to increase production and productivity of plantation crops needs to be done spatial-based plantation planning with standard materials and procedures to make it easier evaluation and monitoring, and is made also due to plantation planning based on spatial can be done properly. It is necessary to stipulate a regulation of the Minister of Agriculture regarding guidelines for spatial-based plantation.
The case of forest and land fires that occurred in 2013 in which smoke from the fires reached Singapore and part of Malaysia. For this matter, the government immediately investigated and held PTJ accountable in court. On June 9, 2016, the Jaku District Court sentenced PTJ to pay compensation of 7.1 billion and a land restoration fine of 22 billion. The Ministry of Environment and Forestry didn't accept it and filed an appeal considering the consequences faced because the fire was bigger. The Ministry of Environment and Forestry effort have paid off. On March 10, 2017, the Jakarta High Court increased the sentence, and it can be summed up that the fine received by PTJ of 490 billion rupiahs. Through this case, it can be seen that the application of the principle in Article 2 of the environmental law, namely the polluter pays principle, sustainability, precautionary, state responsibility.
In conclusion, it turns out that oil palm plantation can damage the soil, causing many negative impacts towards the environment and the surrounding community. And then the government, from the central to the regional levels, tries to implement the legal policies that favor the common good. So, through the elaboration of the law relating to the clearing of oil palm land, we have clearly conveyed it in the previous explanation and previous paragraph. Also, in this discussion, therefore, it can be concluded that the action by entrepreneurs to clear oil palm land is a legal action if it doesn't cause the certain losses as a side effect.
Due to this problem, the solution that we can suggest is that law enforcers should campaign for the negative impact of palm oil on the community so that people are more aware. Law enforcers must also be more assertive in eradicating illegal deforestation and find ways to make palm oil plantation more forcible and safer land clearing, such such as PLTP or free land clearing can be achieved. These things are done in order to achieve the principles in the environmental law and in the Rio Declaration.
This is also in line with carrying out the shared ideals of Indonesia in the preamble of the 1945 Constitution, namely, helping to protect the Indonesian nation, increasing public welfare, educating the nation's life, and lastly, implementing world order of protecting the world.